Saya mencintai Indonesia secara tanpa syarat. Di sini saya dilahirkan, di sini saya dibesarkan, dan di sini saya akan berjuang. Kecintaan pada Indonesia membuat saya tidak akan bisa meninggalkan tanah ini. Saya akan tetap berada di Indonesia.
Good morning everyone. Pak Sutanto, Ibu Santi, and all distinguished speakers, participants of the MMA Impact Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to be invited into this forum. I told Bu Santi last night that I served Jakarta for 5 years, but didn't get a chance to join this event. But after I'm done, I get invited to join this event. So, I thank you for the invitations, and it's better late than never. And the subject is something of importance to all of us. But for me, it's also a very unique subject. We're talking about marketing. And this year, believe it or not, I dove into an endeavor of marketing for the whole year. For the whole year of campaigning, that was, in a way, it's about marketing. So I was actually planning on sharing some of our experience and how it may relate to what you're doing. Slides has been prepared, and we thought about it, but then the discussion last night changed my mind. I thought I better talk about something more macro. But if I may, I'll show you that we actually had prepared the slides, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to send it to Bu Santi, and hopefully Bu Santi then share to all participants. But for me, I will be talking about something else this morning. Just a minute. I hope we can get connected here. Just a minute. So this is what we had prepared. Oh, just a minute. It's always a challenge about the compatibility. Are you able to project it into the screen? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm sort of reviewing our experience and what are the takeaways from those experience. But I'm not going to talk about it today. I'm going to share it with you. So hopefully I can share double. On the one hand, I share my experience. On the other hand, I'll share some of my view about the future of this industry and perhaps of the community, especially the young community. Okay. Nanti Bu Santi, I keep switching, Bu Santi. Bu Santi, I'll share with you these slides. Now, what I will be talking about, I don't have the slide with me because it's not something that I prepared previously. But what I'm going to discuss today is about, hold on just a minute. This is what happened when your previous job is a university lecturer. You tend to operate everything yourself, right? Now, what I'd like to share is about where we are in Indonesia and the transformation that the world is undergoing and how it impacted us and how digital economy is also impacting us. So Indonesia stands at a critical juncture in its digital journey. Our digital transformations here in the country is not just an option, it is an imperative for our nation's progress and prosperity. We know, as it was mentioned earlier, the internet users of Indonesia by 2022 was about 204 million. It represented about 74% of our populations. And we have a robust foundation for digital growth. The digital economy itself is projected to be our next engine of economic growth, with the potentials to reach 146 billion by 2025. However, this transformation will not only touch one or two sectors. It will touch every sectors from e-commerce to fintech, to healthcare, to education. And as we navigate this digital horizon, we must ensure that our transformations is 1, inclusive, 2, sustainable, 3, align with our cultural values. I'll explore those 3 aspects. We all have witnessed that our economy, with all the plus and minus, can be considered as resilience. And our GDP growth is projected to reach 5.3 in 2024 this year. And hopefully this growth continue in the years to come. What I'd like to discuss here is this. Despite global economic challenges, Indonesia's economy remains stable. Our economic resilience is not only about numbers, but it shows our strength, our adaptability of 1, the people, the business community, the institutions. And the fintech sector, which is rapidly growing, with digital payments and peer-to-peer lending seeing significant growth. The digital services, including educational tech and health tech, are expanding access to essential services across the nations. So these digital sectors were not just building businesses. What we are seeing, it creates solutions that address real needs in our society, from financial inclusions to accessible education and healthcare. And in fact, just prior to this session, I had conversations with Pak Tanto that share some of his stories about new startups that fill in niche market with regard to internship and all of that. So what we are seeing is a growth that we had never seen before on those areas. But the questions then, what are the challenges? And what are our responsibilities to this? We understand that every nations have their own challenges when it comes to digital technology and economy. So is Indonesia. The first challenge that we have is how do we address the digital divide and ensuring inclusive growth? That is one issue. As we embrace the digital future, we must also ensure that no Indonesians is left behind. The digital divide is not about access to technology. Let's not overlook this issue. It is about access to opportunity. Yes, internet penetration has reached 74% of the populations, but still the gap between urban and rural were very significant. I had the opportunity to visit no less than 135 cities, districts across Indonesia in the past 18 months. And I've seen that gap in a real way. So bridging this divide requires more than just infrastructure. It demands digital literacy programs, affordable devices, and contents that are relevant to all Indonesians. And we must remember this. The true progress is not measured by how far the front runners have advanced. The true progress is measured by how many we have brought along with us. So if you have a horse carrier, there are 6 horses in your wagon. Which horse will determine the speed of the wagon? The fastest horse or the slowest horse? It's the slowest horse. If you have 6 horses, it's the slowest that determine the speed of the wagon. The same thing with Indonesia. If we don't address those who have least opportunity, it will and it may slow down our progress. That's first challenge. The second challenge is balancing innovations with cultural values and social responsibilities. Innovation is crucial for our nation growth, but it must be anchored in our culture. It must be anchored with social responsibility. So the rise of digital financial services must improve, and that we have to ensure that these innovations do not erode our communal spirit of, for lack of other word, gotong royong, or collaborations. Our challenge is to harness technology in ways that strengthen our social fabrics. So we must innovate not just in technology, but in how we apply it to uplift our society. We must understand that the most valuable innovations are those that enhance our humanity, not to replace it. Let me underline it. The most valuable innovations are those that enhance our humanity, not to replace humanity. That's the second challenge. The third challenge is in regard to the importance of data privacy and cybersecurity. We have seen that as we become more digitally connected, the protections to our citizens' data and security of our digital infrastructures have become paramount. Indonesia faced over 1.4 billion cyber attacks in 2022. And it highlighting the urgent needs for robust cybersecurity measures. So in that sense, it is crucial for us to address that as part of our responsibility. Data is often called the new oil. The difference is oil is non-renewable while data is renewable. However, as oil, if it is mishandled, it can cause significant damage. We must treat data with the respect and the care it deserves. In this digital age, in our age today, trust is the most valuable currency. Same as in a democracy. In a democracy, trust is the pillar of democracy. Therefore, we must safeguard. We must safeguard trust through strong data protections and cybersecurity measures. So these challenges are significant, but there are also opportunities. I think by addressing all these issues thoughtfully, collaboratively, we can build a digital future that is not only prosperous, but also, 1, inclusive, 2, culturally rich, and 3, secure. This is the Indonesia approach that I think we must strive for a nation that leads in innovation while staying true to its values and it's protecting its people. So how do we move to the future? Let me point out a few points. There is no single sector that can drive progress alone. We need a symphony of collaboration between government, private sectors, academia, public in general. So collaboration is not about pooling resources. And let's underline this. It is not about pooling resources. It's about synergizing the diverse perspective to create solutions that is greater than the sum of their parts. In this digital age, the walls between sectors are becoming permeable, and our success will be determined not by how well we operate within our silo, but how effectively we bridge between silo. So innovation is not about technology, it's about mindset. We must cultivate a national culture that embraces change and see challenges as opportunity. And in fact, we need to adopt the mindset that we all were learner. I think if we have seen the transformation, how we view advanced country. In the past, we called it as first world, second world, third world. Developed nations, developing nations. Today, what we are seeing is learning nations as the brand of countries, nations that want to call itself as advanced nations, learning nations. So in that aspect, we must create an environment where ideas can flourish regardless of their origin. Open-mindedness is key. And in a world of constant change, the most valuable skill is not knowing all the answers, but knowing how to ask the right questions. I remember when I served as Minister of Education and as the Governor of Jakarta, I often meet teachers in this digital age. Teachers, technology, long-distance learning were something that has been practiced, especially after the pandemic. So I often ask these simple questions. Can technology replace teacher? Can digital technology replace teacher? And when I share that questions with our teachers, most of them will say, no way, Pak. There is no way this technology is going to replace my role. And then I said, perhaps I posed the wrong questions. Perhaps the question is not about can technology replace teachers? Perhaps the question should have been, what kind of teachers were replaceable by technology? And what kind of teachers can never be replaced by technology? And can we reflect on ourselves? Are you the kind of teachers that can be replaced by technology, or you're the kind of teachers that cannot be replaced by technology? Teachers who are repetitive, mechanistic, recycling materials, they can easily be replaced by technology. But teachers that are inspired, that move their students, I think it'd be very difficult for technology to replace them. So posing the right questions is very critical these days. And now, as this forum is about marketing, so marketers are not just promoters of products. They are architects of desire and shapers of culture. In our digital future, your role is more crucial than ever. As marketers, you have the power not just to reflect society, but you have the power to shape our society. The power that is unique. Therefore, use this power responsibly to promote values that will build a better Indonesia. In the digital age, attention is the new currency. And as marketers, you have the responsibility to ensure that this currency, that attention, is spent on things that truly matters for our national progress. The digital future of Indonesia is not predetermined destination. It is a path that we create in every step of the way. By fostering collaboration, embracing innovations, and harnessing the power of marketing, we can ensure that this path leads to a more prosperous, more equitable, and connected Indonesia. And that future is on our hand, and I think it is an opportunity for us to shape it together. So in conclusion, there are a few things I'd like to underline. Indonesia is not just a participant in the new digital era. We have to poise to be leaders in the global stage. Our nation, with its rich diversity, with its unity, with its youthful populations and entrepreneurial spirit, we have all the ingredients to become a true digital powerhouse. And we'd like to see our entities that is grown in Indonesia menjadi tuan rumah di negeri sendiri dan tamu mempesona di negeri orang. So, not only jago kandang, how do we say this in English? jago kandang. We're good in our home, but we also be impressive in the outside world. So to our international friends who are here, allow me to invite you to be part of Indonesia digital journey. Our country offers not just a market of 270 plus million people, but a vibrant ecosystem of innovations, a vibrant ecosystem of creativity that's ripe for collaboration and investment. And for my fellow Indonesians, if I may, I'd like to call upon you to embrace this digital transformation, not just as a business opportunity, but as a national mission. Let's harness the power of technology. Let's harness the power of marketing to drive economic growth, to solve our most pressing social challenges, to bridge divides, and to create opportunity for all. Not only opportunity for those who are in the urban area, but to all, including those in the rural area. Not only those who have the privilege of enjoying higher education, but for those who may not have the opportunity to taste advanced educations. And as we innovate and push boundaries, let's remember that our ultimate goal is not just to create a digital Indonesia, but to create a more equitable, prosperous, and uniting nations that contribute positively to the global community. So if I may, put in a brief line, the future of Indonesia is digital, and that future starts here, starts now, starts with all of us, starts from each one of us. And I believe together, let's write the inspiring chapter in the Indonesian digital story. A story that will resonate not just within our archipelago, but across the world, across the globe, and that all of us can tell ourselves we are part of this noble endeavor. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Bapak Anies Baswedan, for your enlightening viewpoints. Ladies and gentlemen, again, please join me in expressing our gratitude with another round of applause for Bapak Anies. May I kindly request Bapak Anies to remain on stage for a brief moment, and I'd like to invite the esteemed members of our board